Hey everybody, hope y'all doing all right. So, you know, if y'all remember the Trojan horse between Sparta and Greece, if I'm not mistaken, you know, I think it was the Greeks that came up with the idea to, you know, create a giant horse to appear as a gift, and I think also as like a symbol of the fact that they acknowledged that the Greeks had beaten them, or the Trojans had beaten them, and when in fact it was actually you know, it was a way to have some of their soldiers stay inside the horse, and then once they brought the horse inside the city gates, at nighttime the soldiers climbed out of the Trojan horse, opened the city gates, and allowed the Greeks to come in and essentially slaughter the whole city. I bring that up because it's a tactic that is being used, in my opinion, by the enemy today. All of these things that we see that look good are alluring us in, are allowing the enemy in. So in a lot of ways, I see everything that's going on is kind of a giant Trojan horse. And so let me just continue on with some of the writings that I've been working on. So, Trojan horse, a gift of destruction. Appearances can be deceiving. The devil thrives off of deception. It is a good time to see that all we have been living and working for is rooted in evil seeds, and we have been planting these evil seeds all around. The devil's in the details, and it is easy to see to me, and so I will do what I can to explain to thee why I can see what I see. A harvester needs a crop to harvest. We have become that crop. We are being harvested as we harvest the earth. Don't let them in. Old saying regarding vampires. You let yourself be deceived. Another old saying. But enough Inerchi on this wickedness. The good news is here. Has been here. All that holds humanity back from utilizing the good news is our collective and individual perception. As the good Dr. Bruce Lipton said, and he has a YouTube channel, y'all can look it up, epigenetics is real, proven by the observer effect, in that cells in a petri dish react to the observation or attention/energy of a human being observing it. This means that our cells and the surrounding cells and matter that make up this world are all connected and are always exchanging energy/411 with each other all the time. I continue to bring this up because we are living/working in a society that is run by the devil. So, since science can now prove that epigenetics is real and that we absorb the environment we are around all the time, now levels of absorption vary from one person to another based on what type of soul/energy/411 pattern or makeup they have. Meaning that the lower one's vibration is, the more allowance lower vibration energy has to come in and affect you. The same is true for higher vibrations. So, since we live in a society run by Satan, we are always, to varying degrees, absorbing satanic energy. Now, the more righteous deeds one does/has done, the more Satan can't affect thee. So, back to the good news. God is real. All we have to do is follow his word. The 10 commandments are commands from our Creator. They are as follows. You shall have no other God before me. You shall make no idols. And this goes in, you know, I love movies, and there's a lot of celebrities that I have received a lot of good inspiration from, but I don't even think they intended this. Maybe some of them did, but it's idol worship in a lot of ways. We look up at these celebrities as larger images, you know, the more than ourselves, and we give them this, we put them on this pedestal of that they're more valuable, when in fact we're all fucking just as valuable, just as loved by God, and just as deserving in love as anything else. So in a lot of ways, the celebrities, the movies, all that shit is another way of idol worship, and they've just deceived it to look like it's something different. So, you shall make no idols. You shall not take the name of the Lord your God in vain. Keep the Sabbath day holy. And the Sabbath, we believe, Dustin brought this to my attention, is really supposed to be Saturday, but that's another story. Honor your father and mother. You shall not murder. You shall not commit adultery. You shall not steal. You shall not bear false witness against your neighbor. You shall not covet. Very basic and straightforward commands. So, to not put any God before him. This is the first command, and it carries a lot of weight, I think. If we are in agreement that he is our God and that he created us and everything we have, literally everything, then we are to follow his commands as any good kid should do. The good book is our blueprint to keep us in line and to check us when we have fallen astray. Do things not feel astray? Who can say we are following God's way? How would you look upon your creation if you were God? If they continue perpetuating a way of living that is in disobedience to your most important and simple commands, would not you be angry? Is it not justified? Especially when you see all the many horrible atrocities committed daily, hourly, minute to minute, second by second by mankind. Too many religious leaders repeat the same sermons and preach the same words. Faith without works is dead. If all these churches and preachers were truly doing as God commanded, then wouldn't evil cease to be in and around the world in such a prevalent manner as it is? Now, I live in America, and here in America, churches are everywhere. They really are, everywhere. There is not a lack of funding or even really physical attendance. So, with all of this energy put into these churches and with them all over, shouldn't they and the leaders of them and the people whom attend them have a godly effect on the environment and people around? Now, they do have an effect, and they all are different at levels of integrity, charity, and genuine commitment to the Word of God. But with such high popularity and resource capability, why then are still so many suffering? Do we not have duties beyond church service and simple prayer? Are we not supposed to strive every day to be more like Jesus? Can you honestly say that you are continuing to be more and more like him each and every day? Or have we fallen into spiritual stagnation? Now, the root of all evil is clearly stated in the good book. A love of money is the root of all kinds of evil. If you care more for your house, cars, shoes, land, etc. more than you do for your fellow brother, is that not a sign of a choice to like or even love the worldly materialism and money more than your neighbor? Do you think that is good, or is it evil? Do we not live in a society that focuses on individual success and a desire to strive for money more than a desire for the collective success and a desire to strive for love and God? These are very important questions I need to ask myself, and I encourage you to ask yourselves too. Because if we really believe in God, and if we do, then we need and / should believe in what he says. A love of money is the root of all kinds of evil. Very clear. I believe the vast majority of humanity has fallen into a love of money, whether through their own wicked desires or from a false sense of dependency. As it is also said, do the birds and the animals carry much or worry about their food? No, they do not. They know they will be provided for. They do not worry. They do not scurry about. They do not have dependency on a system that is completely exploiting and destroying the very earth it depends on. So why then do we have such a strong need for this dependency when he gave us everything we need? In Genesis 9:3, it says, as the green herb have I given you all things. Somehow, I hardly, if ever, other than Pops, who is God, talk about this. The hemp plant is capable of all these things, and yet we continue to cut down ancient, beautiful trees and steal precious metals and gases from the earth to satisfy our own creature comforts and selfish needs. Is this not in league with evil? So, simply put, we need to obey God and stop loving money. So since we live in a society that worships money, loves money, we need to build a whole new one. Non-profit movements are a good key to get this new, good, godly, aligned way of living moving. Until then, we all are disobedient and thus varying levels, illegitimate children. We all can change. Jesus Christ's words are here to help us do so, and I believe we all can. So let's do so. Everything will be happier and better off, and we will each regain our good standing with God and be his genuine, legitimate children again, having learned and conquered the lessons of good and evil from the Garden of Eden, and Satan will truly be behind us instead of leading us as he is today. Y'all take care. I love you guys.